You may already be aware that images need alt text, but there is more to image accessibility than just that. In addition to alt text, we will also explore how screen readers interact with images and color contrast. There are two main things screen readers do with images. One, screen readers will announce the presence of an image by saying "image" and then reading the alt text when provided. If no alt text is added, it will still speak "image," but will be unable to provide detail about the image. And two, screen readers provide users a list of navigable images in a document. If an image is marked decorative, it will be skipped by a screen reader altogether. With this in mind, it is easier to understand the purpose of alt text and for providing information and for helping a user navigate a page. For starters, let's discuss when we need alt text and what makes it effective. First, determine if an image is purely decorative or helping to inform. If it is decorative, such as a pretty pattern on a Google slide, it does not need alt text. Mark it as decorative so that it will be ignored by a screen reader. The other reason an image might not need alt text is if it is not conveying any new information. For example, if I have a picture of a durian fruit and have described it in the nearby text, I don't need to repeat that description in the alt text. Avoiding any redundancies between alt text and textual information will help reduce user frustration and time spent navigating a page.
Now let's explore what makes alt text effective. Alt text should be succinct, usually fewer than 125 characters or so, although a sentence or two may sometimes be necessary. This can prove difficult when dealing with a complex image like a chart, graph, or map. If the necessary description would be more than 2 sentences, the alt text should be available somewhere else, such as another web page or somewhere else on the page or document. A short description in the alt text should still be used even if giving the full description elsewhere.
One thing to note about screen readers is that they will already identify an image as an image and a link as a link. So even if you created an image with a link embedded, you do not need to say there is an image or a link in the alt text, but you would want to make mention of what the link is. For a more detailed look at alt text, see the WebAIM link in the video description. Just like with text, we want to make sure our images, especially if they have text within them, have proper contrast for those with low vision or color blindness. Text should properly contrast any background color it is set against in the image. This is especially important when the image is very small or of a lower quality.
Alright, let's head over to our Moodle page where I'm looking to add a banner. This image is not decorative because it serves the purpose of informing the reader of the page's topic, but the other parts of it are just for decoration. So I'll use the text on the image for the alt text. If it didn't have any text and wasn't serving any informative purpose, I check the box next to "This image is decorative only." I want to avoid being redundant, so I don't need to retype the banner heading underneath. I can just get straight to the content for this page or whatever would come next.
Now let's do that same process in a Google Doc. I'll go to Insert, Image, and then choose Upload File. I can also insert an image from my drive if that is where it's stored. Next, I'll right-click my image, go to Alt Text. I could add a very simple title if I wanted, but most importantly, I need to add a concise description here. If my image was decorative, unfortunately Google Docs does not allow me to mark it as such directly, but by adding the Grackle Docs extension into Google Docs, I can mark it as artifact. Check out our resources on Grackle Docs in the video description. Thank you for taking the time to learn about the accessibility of images. If you need further assistance, the Office of Online and Distance Learning is available to help. The resources covered in this video are available in the video description.